Hey, what is going on, Ambition exclusive community? We are live with a good friend of mine, Brad Reichert, and we are just taking the opportunity here real quick to do a test. So if you guys are getting on here, I would love to see you guys in the comments. Please go ahead and feel free to ask any questions that you have. But it looks like everything's going well here, so we're going to go ahead and get this started. So today we're talking about the future of live broadcasts. And, it's crazy where we're at in the world today. And so, Brad, tell me a little bit about where you see the economy and the status of where we're at and where you see things going in the future.
Well, for the short term and probably the medium term, I see video is white hot, and it allows people to connect. From my neuro-linguistic programming NLP background, holy cow, to be able to look at somebody in their eyes, and they say the eyes are the window to the soul. When I can actually look at somebody, and that information is so much more valuable than just the spoken word, listening to it. I'm one of those gifted individuals where I could never pick out like lyrics out of a song even, I just kind of got the beat. But so when you can actually see someone, it allows for a deeper level of rapport and a connection that you typically don't have under other formats. So one of the things I really like about this is that, I remember when Periscope came out, but notice how that's kind of been made. Hey, Austin, good to have you. It's kind of been made redundant or obsolete already. And then you look at what Facebook has done, and they purchased Instagram, and it's a different platform, but we're kind of figuring out how we can capture that, because those are lives that do not have a hold feature or a way to capture that to repackage it. But Sean and I have already figured out how to do that. That's so exciting. And we're going to make some great evergreen content this way. So we're giving this a test. We're just trying out some new things, trying to figure this out.
So let's talk about that for a second. You said a really good keyword, and I know we got some viewers here, so I really wanted to address that real quick. Talk about what the term evergreen means and how we can take advantage of what evergreen content is.
Okay, so evergreen is a reference to content, and most people will understand this from like Instagram. So when you post something, as long as you avoid getting your account blocked, hacked or shut down in any way, shape, or form, that's going to be around a long time. So I've been on Instagram for a couple of years now, and so all that is evergreen. So you can see a progression of as I've developed as a marketer and where my message has gone. So it's very stable. Now, when we start thinking about evergreen content, we start thinking about, how can we get the most mileage out of this? So it's not just Instagram. It's suddenly Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. How can we evergreen as far as we can go and make that happen from the perspective? It's like, let's do the work once and let's hit the grand slam home run with it instead of bunting to get on first base. That's my metaphor. So,
you're absolutely right. And, I talk to a lot of multi-level marketers, who are constantly doing one-on-one coffee shop meetings and three-way calls and all that stuff. And that's very traditional in the multi-level marketing community. That's a very, very traditional and, very traditional thing. Like, you do three-way calls, or you're constantly meeting up with people. Even when you're just getting started online, as an affiliate or whatever it is that you're doing, whether you're trying to get your message out there or you're trying to communicate with people, a lot of the times we find ourselves chasing people down. And so there's there's a term called attraction marketing, and I'm sure that you're aware of it. So maybe you could touch on the term attraction marketing there for a second, because that kind of plays into evergreen marketing. The two kind of go hand in hand.
Sure. I'm not going to say who I'm with, but attraction marketing, and you kind of know, but just out of deference for your audience, it's not a pitch fest. This is not what that's about. Attraction marketing, from my perspective, is your brand. It's a definition of who you are. But more importantly, once you have that brand, hey, what kind of value can you add? We all have great stories. For instance, I'm an NLP master practitioner. So, hey, Carly,
Oh, there's Carly. What's up, Carly?
yeah. Okay, so we're getting some people on, and that's fantastic. And it's like, holy cow, if you want to talk about rapport, the rapport model, I mean, this is, if you like Tony Robbins or Joe Dispenza or any of those guys, yeah, I can have a conversation with you about how to do that, because I'm all about being effective and efficient in your communication. Effective and efficient. It's not, anytime you hear it's a numbers game, you're doing it wrong. Okay? It's just that simple. You got the wrong end of the tiger. So
Yeah, you definitely don't want to step on the wrong end of the snake. That's how you get bit.
Yeah, but attraction marketing is adding so much value. Everybody's pitch, 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 and convince. Convince, convince, convince. Oh, here's my pitch. Whatever. It's all the same. And attraction marketing is, here's some value. I just want to help. And if I help enough people get what they want, I will, by proxy, get what I want. And
definitely.
Yeah. So this goes a little bit deeper, because it's already happened to me, not as much as I'd like, but it's already happening where people are like, you, Brad, hey, unstoppable, right? Hey, I want to work with you, and I don't even know what you do. I just know that you're going to provide so much value that I'm not going to fail. And I can't do the work for you, but holy cow, it's real simple. It is, the metaphor is pretty profound. It's like, if you go to the ocean and there's a beach and it's warm out, the chance of you actually getting in the water is very high. Okay? Right. But if you're in Alaska and there are killer whale pods, you're not getting in the water.
Right.
Plus, you'll freeze.
Right, and that's so true. Like, there's a lot of people out there that, of course, you got the spammers and the scammers who are going to blast you with their link right away as soon as you send them, accept their friend request. That, hey, I'm so-and-so with HQ solo ads. Everybody's seen the HQ solo ads. Yep. Not to throw any specific businesses under the bus or anything, but, there's those people that just automatically just jump right down your throat. And the first thing that you want to do is like it's a fight or flight instinct. The first thing you want to do is, whoa, Nelly, pull back on the reins, and try and slow down the whole reaction. So it's funny that you mentioned that.
Well, thanks for just, this is one of those things where like minds and all that stuff. And here's one of my favorite metaphors. And I didn't get this, but there was a long time ago. I used to be nationally competitive with the SCCA, which is grassroots motorsports. And when I started out, I was not fast. And I finished really fast, nationally competitive fast. But along the way, I remember there was a serious disconnect, because I went to a training and there was a guy, and he was like, you're overdriving the car. You have to slow down to go faster. And
slow, smooth, and smooth is fast.
Exactly. You just had it. And it's one of those things, you can't see it, but yeah, there's the goosebumps. That still just is one of the most powerful things I can say to anybody. And it's slow down. Let's be precise in our communication. Let's add the value, because everybody's gimme, 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 money, 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 pitch, 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 convince, convince, convince. No, add the value, and you will attract the people that are important to you in your business that are open. And there's a guy I follow, and I got this piece. And when you're talking to somebody, they're either married, they're comfortable, they're not changing, right?
Mm,
They're dating, they're comfortable, but they might be open to change if it's the right thing, or they're single, and guess what? They're wide open. Everybody's one of those three. And I don't
mm,
try to change anybody. If you're married and happy, great. Maybe I can provide some value for you. And guess what? I can make you even greater or build you up for what you're doing. I'm not going to convince you to do my thing. And I'm associated with several things because that's what I like. But traction marketing is add the value. And we all have great stories. So everybody that's on here that's listening, you got a great story. Somebody. We're dealing with the internet. We're not dealing with millions, hundreds of millions. We're dealing with billions of people. Billions. That's, think about it. That's, yeah, it's just billions. It's numbers
you
that
know,
are so big.
and Brad has a good point there. Brad and I didn't know each other from Joe. Probably 3 weeks ago, and it's how crazy this world is that we live in. I saw I added Brad as a friend through something that he had liked. I came across his profile somewhere. I saw that we would be like individuals. And I have a video on this about, Facebook free marketing strategies on how to reach out to people that are, you're going to be able to connect with and that you're going to be able to relate to. And so I saw Brad's profile and I saw that he was kind of up to the same thing that I was up to. So I reached out to him and I sent him a friend request and I started watching some of his Facebook lives. He watched some of my Facebook lives. And now here we are on the same show, talking about, some of the things that we have learned through our experiences. And so maybe one day, if you guys are watching, I see we got a couple viewers here, but maybe one day, reach out to me. If you want to get on the Ambition exclusive show, please reach out to me and I'd love to have you guys as my guest. And so this is officially the first one, the Ambition exclusive show, and we're coming to you guys live. Brad, tell them where you're coming from. I'm from Duluth, Minnesota here, northern Minnesota, and we are on different sides of the country here. So Brad, tell them a little bit about yourself and where you're coming from.
Well, okay, so today I'm coming from Louisville, Kentucky, and in the heart of the Midwest. And it's a great story why Louisville is where it is, and it's the Falls of Ohio. It was, you go back 200 years, that was the only way to get from north to south, south to north. It's the only way was the Falls of the Ohio. So that's why Louisville's here. I grew up here. I just came literally 3 weeks ago from Dallas, Texas. Really love that, but you know how life is. There's just without getting into the details. It's just one of those things. Stuff happens. Had to reboot, and I'm really excited. And look where I am. I've made a bunch of new friends. Things are changing. I'm evolving, and gosh, I'm so excited that I found a friend that will help me kind of fill in some of the gaps as I figure out and accelerate my learning curve for some of this evergreen content. I do a lot of stuff, but I want to do about 10 times more. And I want to use technology to do that. I know Sean's got some of the techniques. I've got some of the techniques. We're going to collaborate, and that's what this is about. How can we help each other? Adding value. So it looks like the screen has froze up. So Sean, double check, see what's going on, and let me know what I need to do on my end. Anything? No? Yeah, you froze up. As a matter of fact, the picture I have is this one. You're holding something in your hand right in front. So, yeah, thanks, guys. Can't see who's on because I'm just a guest, but Sean and I were doing a test of first kind of live. I think he's using Facebook, but it might be something a little different, and trying to add some value. He asked me some great questions about attraction marketing and where we're going and how we can do that stuff. Let's hear Austin, still here. Okay, I'll keep talking, Austin. Hopefully Sean will figure it out, reboot, and jump back on. but I'll keep talking. And I can see your comment, but it only stays up for a couple seconds. So if you got a question, hey, I'm all about adding the value. And if we're going to be in the same share the same space, ask me a question. I used to be in sales, did sales for 13 years, very tough industry. So I've kind of got that figured out. I used NLP to be salesman of the year working part time. So if you want to know about rapport or NLP, I can help you. If you want to know about attraction marketing, I can help you. No pitching, just helping. Let's see here. I'm having technical difficulties over here. Okay, Sean, you might still be able to hear me. You figure it out. Keep going. I'll just keep talking and see if I can provide some value for some of the people. Let's see here. Yep. Okay. You just keep working it, and I'll keep talking, and we'll see what we can figure out. But if somebody's got a question, go ahead and post it up. Keep them a little bit shorter because I see it for about 3 seconds, and then it's gone. And but I'm happy to help. This is what it's about. It's about adding the value. And I've reached that point where, I can honestly say to everybody listening and everybody that hears this, I've reached that point where it's not if I can help you, only how I can help you. And that could be as simple as referring you to someone else that has that particular, expertise, or that's their specialty. I know my limits and what is true value. So Austin, what is true value? True value for me is something that is valuable to you. So my thing is I would tell you, ask better quality questions, and you'll get better quality answers that will allow you to provide the value that that person is seeking. Because, like, I used to race cars, so I'm never buying a hybrid because I only drive manual transmissions. But here's the thing. If I didn't know about something, I would probably know somebody that does know about that, their specialty or expertise. Because if you ask me a question about that only an attorney would have the answer to, I would tell you, hey, there's a lot of great things out there when it comes to, what is your need, right? But if you need a question, hey, I have a great attorney. This guy is tip of the spear, edge of the knife, depends on what your issue is. So for that kind of legal matter stuff, go figure it out over there. I don't know. I can't help you with that, but I can, put you on that path where you can get the answer. So that for me is true value, where I can actually, make a recommendation that will help you avoid, instead of coming off as pitchy or spammy or like I have something to gain. No. That's the kind of the opposite of attraction marketing and adding value. It's just, who is that person? What is the best way to help somebody? So, the way I operate this is that in this hand, with the greatest good, all parties concerned, all day, every time, every communication. Just add the value. How can I help somebody? And when you put on that kind of hat, today it's the unstoppable hat, and I got that at GoPro. So if any of you guys know about Eric Worre, that was a transformational experience, a lot of fun, learned a whole bunch. But as you begin to think in those terms, it really changes your perspective for how you're going to function. So I hope that answers the question, what is true value? And I would suggest that true value for me is different than true value for you guys or Sean, or depends on the person. What is their true value? So I would have you kind of put that one on, see what's going on up there for you, because I can't read your mind. If I can see somebody, there's a whole lot that I can tell I can almost do it. I can tell how people are thinking, and that's NLP stuff. A lot of fun. So thank you, Sean. I'm doing the best I can, just making it up. This is totally ad lib, no script. There's no notes. This is the beauty of doing lives. And if there's something, especially here, like I've got a friend, and obviously I've done a few of these, but if you haven't, you got to practice. It's time to let go of who you were to be who you can be or who you're going to become in order to get your outcomes. Okay? So there's a constant evolution that you're changing the person that you are so that you can get what you want. And that may mean who you're going to change into or become. So, Austin, yeah, okay, this is a valuable lesson. I'm glad you got some value. Ask me a question, doesn't matter what it is, personal, professional, spiritual, whatever. I'm classically trained as a shaman as well. Um, some people are really, feel free to keep going as long as you'd like. Okay, well, figure out. I'm holding space. I'm trying to add value for you, Sean. So, but yeah, anyway, so, some people are interested in that kind of stuff and a lot aren't. And I don't want to step on anyone's toes, spiritually. Um, it just, life is too short. If you've got something that works for you, stay with it until you realize you need more or you want to trim some of it out. I was just doing a blog post before Sean reached out to me. And that's one of the cool things is that, you might have to, in order to get the outcome you want, you may have to let go of some of the things that were once held dear. But as you begin to pick up pace, as you begin to evolve, as you begin to change, that's the bullet train to your success is growth and change. And as you begin to do that, yeah, you might have to discard some things, modify some things, or just change them. So, my metaphor is I'm a car guy, right? Never owned anything with an automatic transmission. But what I can tell you is like, if you had all the money, I can promise you're not going to be driving around in a Toyota Corolla. Is it a bad car? No, it's actually a pretty good car. It's not my favorite. I'm a Mazda guy. I like the Mazda 3, for instance, when it comes to econo, subcompact cars. But to each his own. Doesn't matter. Whatever works for you. But once again, as you begin to evolve, you go from one thing to the next, and it keeps evolving, developing. Like I said, I used to be nationally competitive in the SCCA, but hey, guys, this is real simple. And I wasn't nationally competitive when I started. And that's where I got the whole slow down to go faster thing, which is epic. It's like, whatever you're going to do, make sure you do it to the best of your ability. And take it in smaller chunks. Chunk it down so that you can start to add those pieces together in a way, in my mind, this works is it's kind of like Legos. And as you chunk it down, you've got all these little pieces that you get to assemble into whatever is useful for you. And I don't know what that is, but somebody asked me a question about true value, and I have no idea, but I'll ask better quality questions. I'll find out what is the true value for that person. Along the way, I'm going to build some rapport so that whatever it is, whatever the outcome is, or the end result, guess what? I'm going to add some value, and hopefully it will be well heated. Now, it doesn't mean, like I said, if you want to ask me a question about tort law or divorces or anything like that, no, I can't help you. But I know a good attorney that can. And this guy is tip of the spear, edge of the knife, sharp. So, like, there's three kinds of law, and I don't even know what they are, but he's like the only person in the state of Kentucky that can do that. All three kinds. Like I said, tip of the spear, edge of the knife kind of guy. my attention is, like so many other things, even though I have. Nope, there he is. There he is. He's back. Can you hear me?
All right, so I am back with you guys, I believe.
Thank you.
All right, Brad, can you hear me all right?
Back to just me.
Let me see if I can hear you. Go ahead and
Okay.
let's try that again. How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you great. Okay, guys, so we're back at you. Obviously, we learned a very valuable lesson here. So as long as you have a good connection on one side of this live broadcast, then apparently that, you can come and go as you please. So very, very interesting. I think that means that we can have more than one guest on the show per day, which is interesting. So I appreciate you guys. If you guys are still here, I see it looks like we still got a couple of viewers, and we've been here for almost a half an hour. So I really appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're gonna go ahead and kind of, if you guys have any more questions real quick, go ahead and ask them. But I appreciate everybody for stopping in, and feel free to answer any questions that you might have. Otherwise, we're gonna go ahead and probably wrap this up here rather quickly. So thanks for being my guest, Brad. I appreciate you for holding it down for the home team. And you did an awesome job. I really loved your perspective on evergreen content and attraction marketing. And, Austin Bevington was here. Oh, Austin wants the Bible verse for the day. So let me, we didn't get the chance for the Bible. Okay, so let's see here. I'll just open it right to where it goes, Austin. So this is Galatians chapter 5, freedom in Christ. So Christ has truly set us free. Now make sure that you stay free and don't get tied up again in the slavery to the law. So what does that mean? Well, we should be following the law, not because we're bound to it, but because we're free in it. And by respecting the law, we are going to be, respecting Christ and our Creator. So that's the Bible verse for the day. I appreciate your interaction, Austin. That was a great question. And I think Brad hit it right on the head, Brad. So if you got anything else to add real quick, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll...
No, this was an absolute pleasure. I'm excited. This is awesome. I appreciate the opportunity of the technical difficulties. Happy to fill in some space. Hope I added value for your audience, and I'm excited that we'll probably be able to do it again.
I think we very much will.
All right,
Brad. Yeah, definitely. Congratulations on being the first guest on the Ambition Exclusive Show, and we'll definitely be doing it again.
Absolutely. All right.
All right, and for all the viewers, thanks for stopping in. If you guys watch this on the replay, you guys can go ahead and watch it as many times as you want to. And be sure to subscribe to me on YouTube, Ambition Exclusive. Add me on Instagram @AmbexClue. And Brad, go ahead and throw your Instagram on there real quick just for the viewers to get on there as well.
Okay, sure. It's Brad Reichart. That's BRADREICHART. And you just find me all over Instagram, Twitter, you name it. I'm there. You'll find me.
There he is, the man, the one and only Brad Wright. Well, we're not really sure if he's the one and only, but he's our one and only, and we're going to have him on here again. So I appreciate everybody for stopping in. And remember that as you guys go about the remainder of your week and your weekend, remember that your time is valuable. So #take control, #don't quit, stay motivated.